So now, what does James Madison say is the most important thing about the Constitution and the chief way it will protect our liberties?
He says it makes ambition counteract ambition in order as a safeguard.
That is true, and that's very good. How does it do that? That's what I'm asking.
I think he says he puts reason instead of passion.
That's true, and very important. And how does it do that? What feature of the Constitution best achieves these things?
Is this one of the obvious answers, like separation of powers?
Yeah, which he says is the structure of the Constitution.
Gotcha.
In other words, there's no one provision, it's the whole thing. The structure is where, because it will channel the way we do politics to make that way the results healthier. The whole structure, right? And the structure is separation of powers. That's how it's laid out. And when he gets ready to justify that, that's where he talks about the order of the human soul, which has to do with the arrangement of rationality and passions. It's worth adding that Madison didn't think, and the great philosophers don't think, that passions are to be banished. What you want is terribly important. And it's terribly important that you want the right thing. And every choice you make is a combination of thinking and desiring. And if you practice making choices well, you will come not only to think better about how to get the right thing, but you will want the right thing. And so the Constitution in its structure is devised to engender the correct cooperation between reason and passion. And that in your own lives, you need to do that. Very much need to do that. A little short lecture. There are two kinds of virtues in the greatest book, in my opinion, ever written about ethics. The first book, Aristotle's Ethics. And he says in there that there's two kinds of virtues, doing virtues and thinking virtues. And doing virtues have to do with what you want. The doing virtues are three, the prime ones. They're courage and moderation and justice. We'll take courage and moderation. Courage has to do with pain, and moderation has to do with pleasure. And the virtue is the right disposition toward those things. You have to want to do the brave thing. If you want to do what Aristotle says is the beautiful thing, the action that is beautiful to behold, if you want to do that, then you're courageous. But if you do it, like charge the enemy when there's no hope and no advantage to it, then you're a fool. You're imprudent. And it's not really a beautiful act then. It means that it takes thinking too. You have to be able to figure out what to do. Pleasure is the same way. To attempt to forego all pleasure would be foolishness. You'd be giving up friendship. You'd starve yourself to death or something, right? But we're talking about here about a structure that channels the public control of the government in a way that encourages good character in the people.